In January 2013, Jacqueline Johnson knew that something was wrong when her son did not arrive home from school. After he was reported missing, Kendrick's lifeless body was found inside a rolled-up wrestling mat. The case was closed when investigators concluded that the student succumbed to suffocation after accidentally falling inside the mat while trying to reach his sneakers. But things did not make sense, especially how Kendrick fit inside the mat. Due to countless unanswered questions, people speculate that there is some type of cover-up going on. We still don't know what happened.
This is why you should always check your basement. Buckle up, guys, because this is intense. When Elizabeth was just 18, her father Joseph asked her to help him fix something in their basement, but little did she know she would be kept as a slave by her own father in their basement for 24 years. During her captivity, Elizabeth had to endure unspeakable abuse. She ultimately gave birth to 7 children inside the confines of the cellar, but when Elizabeth's daughter got incredibly ill, she miraculously talked Joseph into bringing the child to the hospital. After doctors and the police grew suspicious of the significantly malnourished and strange child, Joseph was finally caught. If you want to know more about this case, go watch Savannah Brimmer's video on YouTube. This is why you should question every makeup product your wife brings home. In the 17th century, hundreds of men were found dead under questionable circumstances. The cause? Aqua turfana. Julia Turfana was a well-respected businesswoman who had a passion for selling cosmetics. But unbeknownst to many, she was actually giving out poison to women who planned on killing their abusive husbands. Disguised as powdered makeups, Julia Turfana's best-selling concoction included lead, arsenic, and belladonna. However, the operations ended over a bowl of soup. One day, a customer panicked immediately after mixing aqua turfana into her husband's bowl of soup. After the incident, she immediately told her husband everything, and Julia Turfana became one of the most notorious Italian poisoners. Go watch Bailey Sarian's video on this if you want to know more details on the story. This is why you shouldn't trust a sketchy doctor. Dr. Harold Shipman is responsible for murdering over 215 of his patients before his arrest in '98. The criminal took advantage of his victims' trust and injected them with lethal doses of diamorphine. Also known as Dr. Death, Harold focused more on killing older women. But after his 23-year killing spree, he was apprehended once the hospital grew suspicious of the overwhelming mortality rate. We don't exactly know why he decided to do what he did. Some speculate that he did this to avenge his mother's death, who succumbed to lung cancer when he was just 17. On the other hand, former court judge Dame Janet Smith theorized that Harold just had no concept of the value or sanctity of human life. Go watch video on this if you want more details to the story.
This is why you should do your research before outwardly idolizing people. You may have seen a video or two of this viral criminal on the internet. Countless comments on the tapes included praise towards the criminal's look and rebellious behavior. However, what people don't know is that this internet sensation is actually a cold-blooded murderer. In 2013, Isabella stabbed her mother 79 times. She tried to justify her actions by saying that she and her mom had an extremely turbulent relationship. And now the criminal is asking to be released from the Colorado Mental Hospital. If you want to know more details on this case, watch Eleanor Neal's video on YouTube. This is why you should be careful around people who had head injuries. After conducting some intense research, it was discovered that having a head injury during childhood is consistent among notorious killers. Don't believe us? Richard Ramirez, also known as the Night Stalker, was struck in the head by a swing when he was 5. Randy Kraft, or the scorecard killer, suffered a head injury when he was only 1 year old. Ed Gein, dubbed as the Plainfield Butcher, was beaten by his father on the head repeatedly when he was a child. The list goes on and on. So if I were you, the question should be asked on the first date. If you want to know more about this topic, read the article published by Crime and Investigation UK. This is why you shouldn't trust your friend's dad. In 2013, a 9/11 call was made by a citizen of Ohio, announcing that he found Amanda Berry, who has been missing for over a decade. Accordingly, she was screaming for help from the house across the street. But little did he know, Michelle Knight and Georgina De Jesus were also being held captive inside the neighbor's home. The suspect, Ariel Castro, a school bus driver. Reports claim that Ariel was the father of the victim's friends, which explains why they did not hesitate to enter the home. The crazy part is, during all those years, Ariel showed his support to the families of the women he kept chained, starved, and abused inside his home. If you want to know more, consider reading the memoirs of the survivors.